So this is DJI's brand new action camera, the Osmo Action 4. And it's got 4 killer new features that I think are going to make a really big difference for a lot of content creators. This is pretty crazy how this works actually. Now I can hold the camera upside down, I can rotate it all the way around, hold it on its side, and I am still level in the shot. I can turn it 360 degrees and the camera just stays completely level. This is pretty crazy how this works actually. And no matter which orientation I have this camera, I'm just completely locked and completely straight. You don't have to fiddle around getting things level if you're putting it on a tripod or if you're just holding it out and you want to create some cinematic shots. This has got a 155-degree field of view, which is super wide, so it gives you a really immersive point of view for things like action sports, like biking, snowboarding, skiing. Some other action cameras require a modification that you put onto the lens, a separate accessory, but this is completely built into the unit. It comes out of the box with up to 155 degrees of view. And it is now available in up to 4K 120, so you can get some super smooth slow motion shots from it. It's now got a larger image sensor, which lets in more light. So when you're in a darker situation, maybe going through some woods or you're just filming later at night, a larger image sensor lets in more light, which is always a good thing, but it also helps with the image stabilization because it relies on light and shutter speed, and the more light that you can get into the camera, the better the stabilization as well. It now has a 10-bit color profile, which is pretty amazing for a camera this size. I'm filming this on a Sony a7S III, which is a prosumer level DSLR camera, which is also 10-bit, but to get it in something this size is pretty remarkable. So that allows for more accurate colors and more scope when you're color grading to get the shot or the aesthetic that you want. Or you can just use it in auto straight out of the box, and it gives a really rich and dynamic kind of pleasing color palette, and that's how I've been using this mostly. So I've been experimenting with the different color modes as well. D-Log and just regular normal color mode, and I actually think I'm just going to use the regular normal color mode. It pops enough. You can see I've got a nice kind of bright coat here and it really pops, and lots of different colors in the background. You can see the different boats and the green and the kind of blues in the sky. If I can get a nice image, nice and bright, good sharpness and nice rich color straight out of the camera without me having to do too much to in post-processing, that makes my life so much easier. Because I don't really want to be a technician, a camera technician when I'm filming content. I just want to have something that I can rely on, press go and it come out and look great. So this, with everything in auto, works really well for me. I don't have to worry about color grading or all those kind of technical things that you often have to worry about with some of the more in-depth mirrorless and DSLR cameras. This, I can just take it out, press go, and it's creating pretty rich, nice looking images. There's no external microphone on here at all. This is all straight out of camera, all in auto mode, and actually even on the little screen on the front, which is really helpful for previewing the shot, even just making sure it's actually recording. I can see a red light on here. So I'm a big user of action cameras on my channel for filming my bike related content, but I've got to say I've never actually used the newer Osmo Actions with some of the easiest to use accessories that I've ever used on any camera, period, not just action cameras. Like this magnetic mount. The way that it attaches, it is so quick and easy, and I don't think I could go back to a regular screw type mount where you have to get your fingers out in the cold and try and attach things on. This is magnetic and it clips and it is completely locked. Once that is locked in, that is not coming off. And I found that a real benefit in real world use. But the other thing that I found is how it attaches to some of these plates, like this chest plate here. It's just a quarter turn and it locks it on. Now with my previous action camera, what I would need to do is kind of unscrew this fiddly screw mount, and when your hands are cold and wet, it's horrible, and sometimes it gets done up so tight that it kind of hurts. Whereas this, it's got a nice kind of sprung loaded switch. You just twist it around a quarter of a turn and it pops off. So listening back to the audio, I think it's actually quite clean. As long as you're fairly close, I'm at about 2 foot of distance between me and the Osmo Action 4, and I think the audio is pretty good. I don't think I will need a wireless microphone in most situations for using this. I think we're at a point now where these handheld action cameras are actually really good for lots of use cases. I've got a nice wide view here. It's pretty sharp, the colors pop, the audio is pretty decent. It's a very, very small unit. I can just put it in my pocket. It's really compelling actually as a camera to use for many, many things. I'm partnered with some of the excellent accessories that DJI sell separately, like the Selfie Stick. Previous selfie sticks I've used, I've had to twist around and kind of are okay to use, but this is just quick and easy. There's no messing. Just take it out, snap it on, take it off when you're done, and you're ready to go. But I think one of the big features of this camera is just, it works. I have not had a single crash reset. I've not had to remove the battery. The operation is easy. It connects to my phone seamlessly. I can set up the shot. I can set up automatic settings, or I can go into the finer detail and set the ISO. I can set the shutter speed. This makes it so much easier when I'm out doing my work and creating content that I don't have to worry about things going wrong with it. And I know that sounds like maybe a minor point, but it is a big deal. For me, this camera has been rock solid and reliable, and I've actually found the whole system quite a pleasure to use. I've not had a single crash or failure or error. DJI have created a fantastic product here, and this for sure is something that I'm going to be using a lot.